When you make the decision to cut your child's hair at home, you're first going to need to think about your desired style, what you hope to achieve your child's hair to look like. Once you think about the style, then you're going to need to stop and think about your child's actual hair. I recommend getting a pair of hair clippers, a good pair of hair scissors, and one of my favorite tools in my care cut case is a pair of thinning shears. If your child has naturally thick, curly, coarse hair, thin, fine hair, all of these different types make a difference into the tools and styles to which you'll need to purchase. When it comes to girls, if you want a longer style, you can just look to scissors. If you have children that want longer styles and including bangs, I would highly recommend scissors and thinning shears. My son has extremely coarse, thick hair, so I have to use clippers, scissors, and thinning shears. I would say the most used tool in my care cuts toolbox would be my hair clippers. Using the guards, they have the ability to do a nice quick haircut with a lot less stress. You know, when you start using hair scissors, you definitely have to be a little bit more vigilant in the cuts and everything that you make versus the clippers. I feel that any child, girl or boy, if you want a desired short haircut, I highly recommend using clippers. Most hair clippers that you purchase all come with guards in them, and guards fit over the teeth of the hair clippers. And the wonderful thing about guards is they're all different lengths. Most of them are labeled from 1 to 10. In the hair guard world, 1 is the shortest. Now 1 is typically not skin, but it is the next closest thing. You'll have a very, very short amount of hair. So then you would follow the guards up. So a 2 is gonna be a little bit longer hair. 3 is gonna be a little bit longer. A lot of guards, a lot of clippers, the guards go up into the number 8. So if you use a number 8 guard, it will cut off all the other hair and only leave the amount that is left from the guard. And that's extremely helpful to a parent who is chasing their child around or concerned. Thinning shears can be used for a lot of different styles of hair. Fine, thick, curly, straight. Thinning shears are a very valuable tool to have. And they are very similar to regular hair shears, with the exception on one of the blades, it actually has teeth in it. And so it enables you to just cut every few hairs along. When you go to purchase a pair of hair scissors, I really recommend that you use a shorter blade. My hair shears that I love are 5-inch blade. And I recommend short blades due to the fact that when you're actually cutting your child's hair, it can get a little tricky and a little dangerous, not only for your child, but for yourself. And when you have a shorter blade, you're able to hide or protect or to move a lot quicker out of kind of harm's way. Trimmers are the ones that are giving you that nice clean line. What's around the ear, what's on the back of the neck. The thing with these, because they are so small and powerful, they're even louder than your clipper. It's a good bit louder. The vibration is also a lot more intense. You are taking these and you're putting these around probably the most sensitive area of our children. When you go around the ears and even the neck, it's very difficult to get a nice, smooth, clean line with trimmers. That is why I always suggest starting off with your clippers only. Work up to the trimmers. Spend the time letting your child get familiar with the sounds and the vibrations. Use the clippers close to the ear. Use the clippers close to the neck. Give your children a little bit of time to work into trimmers. That's going to help tremendously with your care cuts methods at home. When it comes to haircut safety, there's a couple of different measures that you can take. Having protection for your hands, for your fingers, can be very beneficial. They have finger guards for different things that you can purchase. And that's just a small little piece of latex that you basically kind of roll down over your finger. And those can help when you're actually using like nips and stuff, you know, and you're going to cut yourself. It's going to happen. The only drawback with the finger protection is that sometimes they can be sticky and they can actually pull on your child's hair. So a lot of times I just recommend even just using Band-Aids. If you want to go ahead and, you know, be thinking ahead of protection, just go ahead and put a couple of Band-Aids up and down a few of your fingers. You'll nip the Band-Aid before you actually nip your skin. I really love cordless clippers when it comes to cutting children's hair, just because that gives you the ability to move about freely. You don't have to worry about your child tripping over the cord, or worse, you tripping over the cord as you're chasing your child with extremely sharp objects. It really can take a lot of the worry factor off by using cordless clippers. I personally have used wall clippers for my hair career, clippers and trimmers. I have loved their products, but every family is different and you're gonna find what works best for your family. In today's society, I know our family is very, reliant on Amazon, just because we typically don't have a lot of ability to go out and shop in the stores. So I love Sally's beauty supply because they give you the ability to go in and actually touch and feel before you buy, which can be extremely beneficial to families that are not familiar with beauty products. Going in and feeling a pair of hair scissors in your hands by feeling a pair of thinning shears can make a very big difference when it comes to actual cutting of your child's hair. A lot of those stores have really great hairdressers to help recommend and guide you as well, and they have sales that they offer. So there's a lot of good products to be found in a store such as Sally's. Walmart, Target, stores of that nature also carry some hair supplies. Purchasing these tools is kind of one of those things you kind of get what you pay for. And it's very important to have a tool that can actually get in and do the job that you need it to do under the amount of stress and pressure that you're going to be during that time. You get there, you're right there about to make that first snip, and you go in with your scissors and the hair just bends because the scissors are not sharp enough to cut. And that's not only pretty devastating to you, but it can again hurt the child if the child is running or in emotion and that happens and the scissors don't make the clean cut. Then the scissors are locked on the child's hair, the child goes to pull away and it's a pulling of the hair. So by purchasing a pair of scissors that are sharp enough to cut the child's hair can make a very big difference. You could buy a nice pair of scissors, anywhere from $25 to $30. The same goes with a pair of clippers. You can get an excellent pair of clippers for $30 to $50. You can get incredible cordless clippers anywhere from $70 to $120. There's a lot of products out there that are marketed toward the special needs community. And one of the largest ones that we often see and I'm constantly in search of are the quiet clippers. And quiet clippers are marketed very geniusly, saying, they're not as loud, so your child won't mind getting their hair cut. The vibration isn't as strong, so your child won't cry when they get their hair cut. And I really appreciate these companies trying to help us like we so desperately need. And I know it'll happen at some point, but these particular types of products, I have yet to find a quiet clipper that works. And the reason behind that is they do not have the power behind them to cut the hair in the proper way. A pair of clippers that doesn't have the power behind it it can actually bog down in a child's hair. And when a pair of clippers bogs down, it can actually pull on the actual hair, which can lead to more pain. So your child is already very upset due to the noise, due to the vibration, and then now you're going to add an additional pain by pulling on the child's hair. That's my biggest problem with most quiet clippers that I have tried. They don't have the power behind them to cut the hair precisely. There's a pair of clippers out that I used on some of my friends that had extremely fine, thin hair, and they were fabulous because they had a vacuum built into them. So as you were actually cutting the child's hair, it would vacuum up the bits of hair. A lot of my friends do not like the feel of hair, and that was extremely helpful. However, I could not use those clippers on a lot of children that actually had thick or coarse hair because they were not strong enough to cut all types of hair. Thank you guys so much for watching my course. I hope that you find all of my tips and techniques helpful in your family's haircutting journey. If you have any questions, need any help or direction with anything, please feel free, reach out to me. I would love to help your family in any way I can. Thank you so much. On to the next course.